YouTube family, what is up? Hope you guys had a great weekend. But in this video, I'm going to share with you what happened after you cancel the contract. Okay, so just to show you proof, this is way back in 2024. I canceled. So listen, when you do enough deal, there will be deal where you have to cancel. And I think a lot of new real estate wholesaler, when they get into the game, and it's one of my biggest fear when I first started my my real estate career, right? Is, man, if I got a property in a contract, if the numbers are wrong, if, for whatever reason, maybe things changes. Maybe I got it under contract at too high of a price. Maybe my rehab number's off. I'm like, I don't want to be stuck with the property. And how do I cancel the contract? And if I cancel the contract, what will happen? Like, do I lose my earnest money deposit? Is the seller going to come after? Are they going to try to sue me? Yada, yada, yada. And this is something that most, I would say 99% of real estate investor, wholesaler don't make content about. I show you all my wins. Now I'm going to show you my loss. So I shouldn't say loss. The only thing that you really lose is your time. And this is why I love wholesaling. So here is a check back in 2024. Okay, I haven't cashed it yet. I haven't cashed it yet. So this has probably become garbage. I have to reach out to them again to get a new one. But my earnest money, I got it back. My earnest money that I put down on every single one of my contract is $250. So this here didn't go through, so we have to cancel. And guess what? I got my earnest money deposit back. Boom. Here's the one that we recently didn't close as well. Okay. And I got my earnest money deposit back. I see you cover some information. So I'm going to share with you guys exactly what happened here. Okay. So here's the refund for my earnest money deposit. All right, $250. So if you have the contract set up correctly with the seller, and you let the seller know that, hey, once we get this property, obviously, once we come to an agreement, there will be a time period that I would need to send my inspector. I would need to send my contractor or my finance department or my partner will have to go through and look at the property to make sure everything checks out and everything looks good, right? Before we actually move forward and then we close on it. And as long as you stay within your time period, your inspection period, you should be able to back out and you should be able to get your earnest money deposit back. 99% of the time, I get my EMD back with the seller, no problem. So it all comes down to, obviously, you got to build really good rapport with the seller and your contract has to be solid. So it's one of my biggest fear when I first started. So I got my contract from my mentor and he has his attorney review it. I went and when I double check, I got my attorney to obviously review it, make edit, mix edit, and all of that, right? I want this thing to be bulletproof. And this is the biggest thing in wholesaling real estate. The contract is everything. Okay. So I spent thousands of dollars making sure that my contract is bulletproof, which means I put all the contingents. Here it is. Okay. I put all the contingents that you need in there. So in case you can't find a buyer, I can back out and I can back out even up to the day of closing. And that's how bulletproof my contract is. All right. I put all kinds of contingent. I have my attorney put all kinds of contingent in there. And this is the contract. Obviously, I share with my, academy students. They use it. They're in different states. So I know it works. But once again, I'm not giving you any legal advice. You have to do your own research and make sure that you have your own title company attorney review your contract, making sure that it works in your states. So when it comes to canceling the contract, all it is really we typically just send a seller an addendum, right? It's just a one-page addendum saying, hey, you know what? The purchase and sale contract shall be none and void, and the earnest money deposit, which is the EMD, shall be refunded back to the buyer within 3 business days. I just need to get that set up, email it over to the seller signs, we send it to the title company, and the title company will issue me a refund on my EMD. All right. Now, your earnest money deposit can be as little as $10. For me, I just put $250. Some of my students put $10, some put $100. It just depends on what it is that you want to do. Most sellers don't even ask about the earnest money deposit. So if you deal with a seller that asks about the EMD, the earnest money deposit, one, either they are also an investor. Two, they work with an agent before, so they understand the game. But most homeowner that you deal direct to seller doesn't even talk about EMD. They don't know about anything about, earnest money deposit. That's why I love working direct with seller. Okay. So, listen, when you do enough deals, there will be deals that just doesn't go through. I don't care how long you've been in the game. I don't care. Unless you're only doing 1 or 2 deals a year and you're like going out there, you're checking the deals and you're doing all the work, right? Before you lock it up. That's the only way that you will guarantee that you close on it, right? But when you do enough, when you do volume, right? Especially with us, we're virtually wholesaling. We don't see the property, right? We don't meet the seller. Everything, we're just locking up on the contract over the phone. And then we just, once again, being upfront, letting the seller know the process and how it works, that we're going to lock it up, right? We're going to sign an agreement. There'll be a time where we have to inspect the property. If everything checks out, we move forward to closing. Which means within that time period, inspection period, it's called the inspection period. That's when we send our buyer to go in there and do their due diligence before, obviously, we move forward to close on the property. Okay? Now, the absolute worst case, this is the worst that ever happens to me. And I also want to say this, is that Lon correct me yesterday. I have been in the wholesaling. I've been in the game for over 15 years. I keep on saying 12 years, man. This times go by so fast. Lon sent me a picture of a check that we closed back in like 2015 or so. And that's just one of them. And Lon's like, Khang, you've been in the game, for more than 12, right? Like almost like, she's like over 15 years. I said, why does it matter? She said, of course it matters, man. But anyway, we got into an argument because of that. But yes, I've been in the game for over 15 years. And I can tell you the worst that ever happens is that I end up canceling the contract and I lose my earnest money deposit to the seller. Seller was just, they were just furious and they were just mad. And I just, I don't want to cause a drama. I just signed the addendum saying, hey, title company shall release the EMD to the seller. And bam, I lose my $250. So for me, I'm willing to risk $250 in exchange to make $25,000 all day, every day. Will you? The question is, will you? Okay. Now, I also have a couple of questions I want to answer. I made a post on Instagram, right? All the checks that I closed. And someone commented, said, Khang, what if I don't have an EMD? So you're telling me you don't even have $10? Come on, man. Shit, bro. If you don't even have $10, $100 to put down as an EMD, honestly, I can tell you this. This business is not for you. Honestly, no business is for you. You're better off just working at a J-O to B. Because you know why? You don't have what it takes. The homeless on the streets has $10. And you're telling me you don't. So instead of going like, you know what? That's all I needed. Figure out a way, right? You find a way. But instead you're sitting here commenting, oh, I don't have it. That's why for me, you're either making money or you're making excuse. Those who make money don't make excuse. And those who make excuse never make any money. Never make any money. Okay? So you need to understand. Okay? So here it is. Now, I want to take some time here. So drop me any question you got. But I want to, I have a seller I need to call. I'm going to keep the live on. I don't know. Maybe I have to do it off live. But I have a student. This is one of my academy students. And he asked me this question. He said, I don't know. I didn't know that First American Title does double closing. I called one of their local office and they said they have to disclose all the fees to all party, which means the seller will know how much you make and the buyer will know how much you make. Now, the thing is that he said, Khang, can you help share with me this their contact info? Well, the thing is that if they disclose how much you will make to the seller, that's going to be a problem. So that means this is not a friendly title company. They don't really know what they're doing. Now, when you do a double closing, in this case, that's what he said. American does double closing. It seems like that's what he wants to do. When you do a double closing, seller and buyer do not know how much you make. So that's why having a right title company, it is extremely important. So I'm going to send him a message. Okay. So this is one of the perks for being in my academy. I usually use voice text and I get him. All right, bro. So here's the thing, dude. So when it comes to double closing, dude, it means that when you double close, seller doesn't know how much you make, buyer doesn't know how much you make. But if First American Title say that they will have to disclose your fees to the seller and to the buyer, then that's the problem, right? If the seller knows that you're making $20,000, dude, it's going to be a problem, right? So there's a title company that we use, man. I'll send it over to you that the seller doesn't know, okay, how much you make on it. And that's the key. So I don't know which American title company you're using, but if that's the case, if I'm reading your message right, then that's the problem. You might have to change or use a different title company, okay? And now if you do a double closing because you're making 30K, 40K, you're making a big assignment fee, then seller and buyer do not know how much you make. So I don't know what they're talking about, bro. Okay. So let me see here. What other, okay. So once again, the biggest fear for a new real estate wholesaler is canceling the contract. And there's, if I know this, when I first started my real estate career, knowing that, hey, you know what, Khang, the worst that can happen when you cancel the contract is you lose your earnest money deposit, I would have put more property under contract. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and just put random property under contract and then cancel and then cancel and cancel and ruin your reputation, because you don't want to do that, right? But there were a lot of times where I came across a potential deal. It looks like a deal. It smells like a deal. But I was so scared to tie that property under contract because I didn't know what I know today, because nobody online said you can cancel the contract. You can back out as long as you're within that inspection period. If I would have knew that, I wouldn't lose on a $50,000 wholesale deal. I got so scared putting under contract. I said, you know what? Let me think about it. And then within that time period, when I said I think about it, I went home. Another investor, which is a buddy of mine, that's how I find out. He actually, the seller contact him, and he actually went there and got the property under contract and was able to make $50,000 on that deal. I was so scared. And I also work with realtors. And when realtors sent me all the, when I was, obviously, the real estate is a numbers game. So you got to put a lot of, you got to submit a lot of offer. So I was submitting a lot of offer online, right? All the property that's on the MLS, I would submit a lot of offer online. And the realtors would send me over, their purchase and sell agreement, the offer agreement. And I was like, holy shit, this is like 30-something pages. And I was like, dude, I can't even read 3 paragraphs, right? Because I'm not a reader and I won't understand it, yada, yada, yada. So I was so afraid. So for a period of time, I would like, hey, can you just make me a verbal offer, yada, yada, yada. But they would send over agreement, and I was so afraid to sign. If I knew what I knew today, I saw, like when they send it over to me, I literally click sign. It's all electronic, right? And I just click. All I need to check is that, number one, next to my purchase name, is there an or a sign? So when you deal with listed property, most realtor wants you to use the MLS contract. For me, you can blind, like all I need to know is there an inspection period in there? And typically most agents only give you 10 to 15 days to inspect the property. So that's all I needed to know. Is there an inspection period contingent in there? If there is, I'm good. Second, is there, as long as I have an or sign next to my name, which is the purchaser name, either your name, your company name, right? It just needs to have an or a sign, or somewhere in the contract that say that I can assign this contract. As long as the agent emailed me and said, now it's not verbal, you want to make sure you have it in writing. As long as the agent said that they have it in there and they can show me on the contract, I'm just going to sign. Because I know that within that 15 days, I can obviously send my buyer to go out there. I can inspect the property. And if I obviously, if I'm not ready to move forward because I can't find a buyer, guess what? I can absolutely cancel the contract. I'll walk away and I get my earnest money deposit back. So for me now, when an agent send me, when I submit an offer, I sign that thing like fast. They send it to me. I check, boom, enter, sign, contingent, sign, send it to them. Because I got 15 days, right, to review the agreement. But I don't want to like spend an hour or 2 hours to review every single agreement and then lose out on an opportunity. Because Moni loves speed. Sometimes 30 minutes can cost you to lose on a deal. Okay? So very, very important. But I just want to jump on and give you that peace of mind and letting you know that it's okay. Get a property in a contract, you have to cancel, you just cancel. You're going to get your earnest money deposit back. Seller will sometimes threaten that they will sue you. You know how many of those I got after 15 years of being in the game? A lot. And how many of them actually move forward to actually do that? None. They just want to scare you. Okay? So don't panic, because it takes a lot of money to sue somebody. And when someone couldn't even afford to pay their mortgage, you think they got the money to sue you. And another thing, I used to be really scared about that as well, until I met one of my buddy that I paid $30,000 to be a part of this real estate mastermind called Collective Genius. And this guy worth like 100 million. And he said, Khang, you know how many times I get sued, right? He said, every month, Khang. Now, the thing he said, Khang, as long as you have money, when it comes to real estate, 99% you will win. Because most people that comes after and try to sue you, like, in the real estate, they don't have enough money to actually pay for these attorney. And most attorneys, they don't work for free, Khang. They charge a lot. So as long as you have 30, 50, 100K, dude, don't be afraid. Because most of them don't even have 10K, Khang. They wouldn't even last. So I was like, dude, all I got is money, baby. So when I heard that, it gave me such a peace of mind. Okay? Now, he said, Khang, the only time that you should be worried is when it comes to like insurance. That's why car insurance, car insurance, the attorney will fight for the client for free. They'll be like, I don't get paid until you get paid. Because he said when it comes to insurance, most of the time, the case, they will win. So, but he said with real estate, 9 out of 10 times, they don't win. Unless whoever it is you go against with have a lot of money. Way more money than you. Okay. So with that putting aside, now I know some of you be like, now listen, I know some email me and said, hey, you can download, contract online. You can use ChatGPT to print you a contract. But I don't know about you. I'm not ready to use some random contract that was never proven, all right, that you can back out, get your earnest money deposit back. So all I know is I can tell you, instead of getting some random contract online, I can give you my purchase and sale contract, okay, my assignment contract. I'm basically going to give you all the contract that you need. So listen, I'm about to give you $1,800 worth of value for just $47 a month. Who's in? Comment in the chat and let me know. I'm going to give you all the contract that you need. The contract, it's already been proven. Okay? With all the contingent that you need. The purchase and sale, the assignment contract. I even give you the JV contract. On top of that, I'm going to also give you my badass seller script. Word for word. Where I'm going to show you how to talk, how to negotiate with these homeowners. One of the biggest problem with new real estate wholesaler is when they get on the phone, they just don't know what to say. Have you ever tried to make a phone call and you're like, you don't, like, they'd be like, well, how do you get my numbers? I want to think about it. And you'll be like, wait, well, okay, you can think about it. I'll call you tomorrow. And then you lose on a deal to somebody else because you just don't know what to say. And when it comes to negotiate, a lot of you be like, well, Khang, everybody I call wants retail. No, it's because you don't know how to negotiate. Here's how you negotiate. Is that the best you can do? Is that the lowest you go? What's your bottom line? You sound like you're begging. And that is me when I first started. Now, for those of you be like, yo, Khang, you're just trying to sell us. I don't believe you. Okay. Well, comment in your phone number. I'll bring you on a live. I'm going to go live on TikTok, and I'll bring some random person on that been in the game, and you listen to how they talk. And you tell me that this person can get a property under contract. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to go live on TikTok right now. I'm going to prove it to you right here live. So you understand that everything I tell you is true. A lot of you, maybe you're doing all the right things, right? You're putting in the work. But what you're doing is that when you get on the phone, you're just not good. You're just an amateur. And you will scare the seller away. Okay? Number 3 is I'll give you a step-by-step virtual wholesaling course that I charge $997 for. Okay? Where I will and then I'll also put you in a private community. Okay? That you can network, that you can ask questions and do deals with. Let me share this with you. So for those of you who's interested, this is something that I recently launched, and the only reason why I started my school community is because a lot of you say, hey, Khang, I can't afford to get into your academy, right? Where you work with me directly. That's more like a hands-on coaching. And a lot of you be like, well, Khang, I don't have, thousands of dollars to spend on all these courses. Do you have something that is more affordable that I can actually get in, start learning the game, and get my feet wet and be a part of like an active community that I can network, I can ask questions, so that way I'm not alone. And that's the reason why I start my school community, where I only charge you $47 a month to month, cancel anytime you want. And whatever price you get in, you're locked in at that price for life. So, which means we only have room for 18 So there's only room for 18 people left until the price goes up. So for those of you who want to take advantage of this, so currently right now we have 382 people. Once we hit 400 members, the price will go to $57 a month. So for those of you who want to join and get all those stuff that I mentioned and more, go to school.com/WTM Club, or you can check the link in my description, YouTube family. Now I'm going to share the screen with you and share with you what I got. So you have less than $1,000 to invest into yourself, but you want to start and get into the game, learn how to wholesale, and be in an active community. Let me share with you my screen and share with you exactly everything that you get as when you're in this, okay? This is insane. I also launched new courses every single week, okay? Keeping you on top of your game. So when you get in, here's what it looks like. I just dropped this course right now, okay? I'll show you how to turn a no deal into a deal. So all the deal that you got under contract, you'll be like, man, Khang, this doesn't work. What if I can show you how to still make that deal work and make a profit? Now, all these courses is exclusively for club members only. Oh, shoot. Now we're up to 183 members or 383 members, which means there's only 17 spots left. So the biggest thing is when you go in, check Classroom. This is where you get access to all of this at no extra cost. My real estate contract, my scripts, 100 hours of cold calling tips, tricks, secrets that I share, JV contract, build your own list, where to hire your VA, free lead funnel, first 300, how to target expired listing, customize your own list. Like I can go on and on and on. You get all of this. And the cool thing is that for only $47 a month. Now, the cool thing is that this thing, whatever you pay to get in, you're locked in at that price for life, but the value continue to stack. Which means all the new course that I'm dropping you don't have to pay for anything extra. And there's just so much more. Oh, let me share this with you. Nathan just quit his job. Let me share with you why. So here's Nathan. Hold on a second. Okay, so Nathan said, today I decided to quit my job. His story is pretty amazing. He said, and Nathan is the one that I got on YouTube last time. Today I decided to quit my FedEx. I realized how great this community is. You see, when you have the confidence and you have the backing, the support, look, He said this great, and how much faith I have in myself to make the deal happen within the next 30 days. For most of you, I don't recommend this, which I agree with him. But I'm ready to change my life this year in a positive way, and driving delivery package is just holding me back from making calls. He's ready to go. And guess what? Guess what else I did in for the community? So I recently just posted one of my deal that I give all the club members an opportunity to JV with me. This deal right here. Okay, I'm going to make $40,000 on it. So I put it out to the club and I said, whoever brings me a buyer before I post this, we will split this 50-50. So guess what? Let me go into my chat so you see here. Edgar, look at this. I have a buy 100%. OMG, this is wild. Like, I'm sharing with you guys everything right now. So Edgar has to buy for my deal. Guess what? If it is all comes down and we move forward to close, Edgar's going to make $20,000 on this deal. It's a JV with me, 50-50 split. And these are opportunities that I only share. Obviously, I already share with my academy students. They didn't have any buyers, so I push it out to my school community. But I would never put it on public online. These are opportunities that I willing to share with those who has skin in the game. Okay, so let me bring, TikTok family, comment the word me if you want to jump on a quick cold call role play with me. Just comment the word me. I'll send you an invite. We'll jump on a quick cold call role play. Just to prove my point, YouTube family. Okay? Oh, Nathan also mentioned that he got 2 hot leads from this list that he pulled. So let me share this with you. So a lot of you be like, well, Khang, where do I get this list? Right? A lot of you, you're wasting your time dealing with on-market deal when you should be focused on off-market deal, direct to seller. Okay? So let me share with you. Hold on a second. Let me share this with you. A lot of you don't know. Okay, if you're looking to build your own motivated seller leads, your own custom list, this is the software that I use. It is truly a one-stop shop. It's called kingdata.ai, the #1 software that you need for your real estate investing business. This is where I get all of my distressed property lists. This is where I go and custom build my own list. So that way I'm the only one who have access to this motivated seller. I'm not competing with hundreds or thousands of other investors like property that you see online. So comment your city and your states. Let me show you how this is done. TikTok family, comment the word me if you want to jump on a cold call role play with me. And also too, if you want to join my school community, TikTok, check the link in my bio. So comment in your city and your states. I'll pull a list that one of my students, one of my students in my academy, actually, he literally just joined my academy 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks. Already got 7 hot worm. I shouldn't say hot, 7 worm lead that calls him. Now, these are sellers that he didn't reach out. He wasn't cold calling. They reach out to him. Okay. And I'll share with you the list that he pulled. YouTube family, comment your city and your states. Round Rock, Texas. Okay. So we got Round Rock, Texas. So all you need to do is once you sign up, your dashboard is going to look very similar to mine. All you need to do is click on property leads, just like so. And then I'm going to put in Round Rock. Hold on a second. And then you just type in your city and states right here. Okay. Texas. Boom. And then next, after that. Now, here's something that you guys don't know. So right now in Texas, there is a deal that's being posted on this software, and you can only get access to this if you have the software. So here's a wholesaler that lists his property on this software, And he's looking to, his asking price is $64,950. So he's trying to sell this deal. He's trying to wholesale this deal. So literally right now, I can click contact seller. And this, it'll give me all the information to this wholesaler. I can literally reach out to this wholesaler and start JVing. So if he was to make $10,000 on the deal, it's a 50-50 split. If I was able to bring a buyer to his deal, I'll make $5,000. JV is another great strategy if you don't want to talk to seller. You just want to find buyers, build relationship with buyers, and help other wholesaler sell their deal. Okay, get their deal sold. So we move on. So after that, you put in your city, your states, hit on filter. And this is the list that I like. So for those of you, if you have the basic plan, I highly recommend that if you're starting out, if you're new, just stick with the basic plan. It's only $149 a month. Now, if you tell me that you don't even have $149 to invest into a software that can potentially make you $25,000 a month, you either find a way to get it, or if you rather just make excuses and say, Khang, I don't have it, then I can tell you right now, you probably more you focus more on entertainment than education, because I'm sure that you probably spent more than that on dinner sometime in this last month. Anyways, it all comes down to is whatever your priority is. What do you want? Okay, if you want the money, you find the way. If you don't, you find an excuse. So I would target tax delinquents. So there's 1,401 people in Round Rock, Texas that are in tax default. Once I got the list, 1,400 people, I'll click on see results. So here is the list. Next, all you need to do, my friend, is you just need to click on this. You don't have to pay for skip tracing again. As long as you have the software, you never have to pay for skip tracing ever again. So I click on it. It'll give me all the seller contact info right at my fingertips. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to call David. I'm going to text David. And I'm also going to email David. David's on the do not call list. I'm not worried about it. I'm still going to call him. As far as I know, they just removed the law that anyone that's on the do not call list, and if we're calling them as a real estate investor to buy their property, then we're not violating the law. Now, I'm not giving you any legal advice. That's just from what I know. I've done my research. You go ahead and do your own. So I would call, I would text, I would also email David. Now, once again, it's a numbers game. So I would say that out of this 1,400 people on here, there should be one in there that you can talk to and put on a contract. Now, it all comes down to how good you are on the phone, right? That's really what separates between you locking a deal in a contract versus you losing a deal. I would also, if you have the capital, I would also send them direct mail. All you need to do is, let's just say you want to send every single one of them a letter. Click on My Leads, and then hit direct mail. And literally within 5 minutes, you can set up your mailing campaign and start sending a letter or start sending postcards to these distressed property homeowners. I know a lot of you watch this and you probably still not going to take action and do it. Number one, you're a procrastinator. Number two, you overthink. Number three, you are the type who's analysis paralysis. But you need to understand that results come from action, not just from watching. Watching is great, but implementation, execution is what's going to make you that money. Okay? So I don't want you to just watch this. I want you just to get into the game. Start doing, executing. And I honestly think that a lot of you, man, you don't want success as bad as you want to breathe. Now, I am really here. I'm not talking to 99% of you. I'm probably talking to maybe 3% of you. And those are the ones that I want to work with. Those are the ones that I want to help. So once again, comment the word me. And I am going to bring you on live, TikTok family. So comment the word me if you want to jump on a quick cold call role play. I just want to prove to all of you that when you're not good on the phone, you're going to lose out on deals. Like you're going to lose out on opportunities. And a lot of you underestimate, right, the skill. Being able to talk, being able to communicate, and being able to negotiate correctly, like a pro. Nobody wants to. Okay. Well, TikTok family, once again, comment the word me. So let me try to answer some question here. Hey, Khang, I live in California, but plan to do virtual wholesaling in other states. Where do I find the title company in California or the states where the property is? This is a great question. So Alexandra, I think I'll probably mispronounce your name. But whatever states that you wholesale in, you need to find a title company that operates in that state. Okay? So if you're in California, you want to find a title company in California. But I know in New York or in New Jersey, they have what's called an attorney states. So maybe it's attorney only. But there are states where they have attorney and title. If that's the case, I would always choose title over attorney. But in some states, they don't have title company. They just have attorney. Then you just have to find an attorney in whatever state you wholesale in. I hope that answers your questions. What other questions? Okay, Ellie want to jump on. Okay, so let me send you an invite, Ellie. Okay, so Ellie want to jump on a cold call role play. So let's see. Let's see how he's going to do, okay? And here we go. Ellie, are you ready for a cold call role play?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing, man?
Good. Are you ready to start?
Yes. I'm just not 100% sure what to do, I guess.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say, let's just go ahead and start, man. But your background noise is really loud, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really loud.
I'm on my headphones right now. Let me try going outside real quick.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Sure. Now, YouTube family, let me ask you this. How long have you been watching YouTube? How long have you been trying to get into the game? And my next question to you is, what have you done? What have you done?
Hello?
Okay, are you ready?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hello?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Yes. Hello. Who's this?
Hi, this is Eloy Gonzalez. I'm calling regarding your property located at X and X. And well, my team and I, we were looking to see if we can help you with the purchase of your property. And I guess as far as much as I know or what to say.
So what do you want?
So I guess we're looking to see if we can buy your property. We understand that you have certain debt, and we can help you with that.
So what is your offer?
Well, I guess I'm not sure on that part. Do I just give out random numbers?
Oh, I mean, like, dude. I mean, like, so what? So what would you do?
So I guess I would probably see what they're asking for, right? And then
What to
kind
do?
of get my
Okay.
numbers down.
I mean, listen, bro. Let's treat this like a real call. So I'm just gonna say, so what you guys offer?
Well, I guess I don't know my numbers, so like I don't know. I guess as far as much as I know on my roll call.
Okay, dude. So Ellie, how long have you been doing this, man?
Oh, I've never done it before. I'm just interested in doing it, actually.
Okay. Okay. So when did you start to look into wholesaling? Oh man, I gotta let you go, dude. Like your background noise. Oh man, his background noise is so bad. I gotta let him go. But do you guys see my point? Do you guys see my point? My point is, a lot of you, what you're doing is you're just out there winging it, trying to get lucky. That's pretty much what you're doing. You know? And a lot of you, man, you willing to spend 8 hours working your butt off, building someone else's empire, building someone else's dream. And when it comes to yours, you're like, oh man, this is too much work. Come on, man. Shit, bro. I mean, listen, just think about the things that you're telling yourself. Just think about it. Does that even make sense? Does that even sound right? It sounds a little crazy to me. Like, why would you be okay? Well, it's not that you're okay, but you go and do it anyway, right? Like, none of us want to work. If we have a choice, we would just sit around, hang out, just doing all the fun things, right? So just think about it. Even if you don't want to, you still put in your 8 hours. So why not put the 8 hours into your own business, into building your own empire? What are you complaining about? Like, what are you complaining about? Like, I just don't get it. A lot of you whine and complain like a little bee, man. But it is your goal. It is your dreams. I have nothing. Like, you make the money, you keep it. I don't get to keep it. So I don't know why you're complaining. Anyways, I just want to prove my points to let you guys know that when you're into the game, first you got to take action. But the thing is, you also need to know what you're taking action on. Get yourself a script. If you don't want to, right? If you don't want to get into my community, if you don't want to pay for it, that's fine. Find something online. But you got to study, my friend. And a lot of you, most of you, when you go out there and you're trying to wing it, you're trying to get lucky, guess what? You're going to end up quitting after 30 days. Because you all come back and say the same shit. Well, Khang, everybody wants retail. Nobody wants to sell it at a discount. That's because you do all the wrong shit. For example, all you're doing is you're targeting on-market deal. You're competing with hundreds and thousands of other investors. And realtors say, hey, where's your proof of funds? Hey, we need a large earnest money deposit. And you don't have any of that because you're targeting the wrong thing. So instead of targeting on-market deals, build a list like I just showed you. Target off-market deals. Get a script. Study it. Practice it. Role play. Learn how to talk. Learn how to negotiate. So when you get on the phone with the seller and they're like, hey, you know what? I want $200,000 for my property. You'll be like, okay, I understand you want $200,000 for your property. I'm just curious. How do you come up with that price? Well, my neighbor just sold his house down the streets, for $200,000. Okay. Okay, now is your property in very similar to there? You probably don't even know how to say that. And let's just say it'll be like, no, it's not. I think his just, they just done some renovation on it, so it's a little bit better than mine. And then, so like a lot of you don't know how to negotiate. So the next thing that I would say, I'll be like, okay, so basically the $200,000 is after it's been remodeled. Then what do you think your property is worth in an as-is condition? Well, I mean, like if he's getting $200,000 for his property, I mean, mine probably only need $10,000 in work. Maybe, I'm looking to get $190,000. Okay. Well, $190,000 is not going to make sense for us. So I'll come in, I'll hit him with something like this. I'll be like, hey, Alex, I can appreciate you want $190,000 for your property. Right. But then we have to, if we buy for $190,000, we spent $10,000 to rehab it. Now we're at $200,000. So as you can see, that there's no room for us to make any kind of a gain. I wouldn't use the word profit. Nobody wants to see you make a profit, right? So I said, hey, there wouldn't be any reason for us to buy because there's no room for us to make anything in here. So let me ask you this: if we're willing to buy the property in as-is condition, we take care of all your closing costs and all your fees, no real estate commissions. We can close this thing on the date of your choice. Could you see yourself going any lower than 190? That's how you negotiate. So every single time when you ask someone to drop their price, you need to back it up with a reason. Well, I'm doing this for you. What can you do for me? I'm buying your property in an as-is. I'll take care of all the repairs, all the work. I'm taking on all the risk. I'm covering all your closing costs. And I'm going to close it fast with cash. Right? So that's what I'm doing for you. What can you do for me? And that's exactly how you negotiate, my friend. But most of you don't even know how to say that because you have never been taught. You've never been trained. You don't have a script. So you don't know what you're talking about. So that's why when you're on the phone, you're losing out on opportunity left and right because you're just trying to get lucky. That's all it is. You don't want to spend the time to put in to educate yourself, to learn how to talk, to learn how to negotiate. You don't want to put in the hours. That's pretty much it. You just don't want to put in the hours. You just don't want to put in the work. You're just trying to get lucky. And that's why you still haven't closed a deal. And that's the reason why you're still stuck at the J O the B. Now listen, life is way more than grinding a 9-to-5 until you're 65. I don't know about you, but I remember that I thought that was my life. That I was going to work a 9-to-5, a J O the B, put my money in the 401k, the Roth IRA, and then retire at 65. Until I saw this guy on YouTube. Right? Just like you seeing me on YouTube right now or on TikTok. This is like 20 years ago. Right? 15 plus years ago. So there's no TikTok. And this guy was showing me a check, a $30,000 check that he just made. Flipping a contract just like this. This is the exact one that I'm holding that I'm going to make $30,000 on, signed by the seller. Okay? That's when I realized that, dude, it's not how hard you work, but it's what you do for work that will make you rich. I'm here working my butt off 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, sometimes even overtime. Sometimes I even have to work on the weekends because they call me in. And this guy makes what I make in a year in a month. And just like some of you, I was skeptical. I didn't believe it. I think this is too good to be true. I thought it was another gimmick. I thought it's another get rich quick. But I decided, you know what? I'm going to check it out. The reason why is because I was desperate. I was sick and tired of my current job. And I wanted something new. I want to make more money. I want to become financially free. And so on. Just like some of you right now that are watching me have the same thing going in your head. Like I knew, right? So I went down the rabbit hole, watched a bunch more YouTube video, listened to a bunch more podcasts. And then obviously 6 months in, that's why I'm sitting here telling you this, because after 6 months, I still couldn't close a deal because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to negotiate. I didn't know how to target off-market deals. So I was calling all for sale by owner on Craigslist. So I was just wasting like a bunch of time. That's when I decided to hire my mentor. Changed the game for me. Show me exactly everything, what I needed to know, what I needed to do. And it was the biggest thing. It was cool that, when I ran into an issue, I can always call him and knowing that I'm going to get the right answer. So that gave me the confidence, and that's how I got my first deal. And from there, even after I got my first deal, guess what? I was like, man, I probably got lucky. I said, nah, you know what? I probably got lucky until I did it again and again and again and again. The rest is history. Making over $1 million, wholesaling real estates. The crazy part, I never met the seller. I never see the property. So the guy that I used to see that makes $30,000 a month flipping papers, I was then became the living proof, but I did it better. He has to go out, meet seller, see the property. I did it completely virtual. So I made a promise to God that if I ever make it to the top and become successful, that I will come back and show you exactly how to do the same. Now, once again, nothing works if you don't. Dreams don't work unless you do. And once again, you can take the horse to the river, but you cannot force it to drink the water, the Kool-Aid, whatever you want to call it. So, which means knowledge without execution is worthless. Now, with all of that being said, okay, I'm going to close my TikTok here. With all that being said, YouTube family, this is something that I haven't really talked about much. It's for those of you, who here is looking for like a hands-on coaching or a mentorship that wants to work directly with me. I'm just gonna comment in the chat and let me know. While I'm trying to send this link here to my VA really quick. Nobody wants to participate, huh? So, for those of you who's looking for a hands-on coaching, a mentorship, who wants to work with me, want to work with my team, I'm going to share with you exactly what it is that you're going to get if you decided to go down that route. But first off, I want to, obviously, let's just point out the elephant in the room. If you have less than $1,000 to invest into your self-education, then I highly recommend that my school community is the best place for you to start, to get into the game and get rocking and rolling. Get the contract, get the scripts, get the courses, get into an action taker community. If you have less than $1,000, I think my school community is truly what I wish I had when I first started. So go to school.com/WTM club, or you can check the link in my bio. Now, if you have more than $2,000 to invest into yourself and you need a hands-on mentorship, then come and work with me. These are where some of my top students are born. So all you need to do is go to coachwithkhang.com. Fill out the application and book a call with my team. Now, once again, this is only if you have $2,000 or more that you're ready to invest into yourself, learn the game, and work with me. So this is where some of my top students are born. Like my students that I bring on to do all the testimonial. Let me talk. In 2025, one of my top students, his name is Clint. So Clint was working for corporate America, and they were paying him he was getting paid $130,000 a year, commission based, and they decided to cut his commission from $130,000 down to just $50,000 a year. And he said he was upset. He didn't want to. He never thought about getting into wholesaling until that happened. So he joined my academy, closed his first deal while him and his wife was in the Bahamas. Made $26,000. And he now closed over 20 deals already just within the last 6 months. His most recent deal, he made $170,000. $170,000. Think about it. That's more than some doctors, lawyer, or engineer makes in a year. This guy does it in one deal. Now, the thing is that I believe that everything happens for a reason. When God closed one door, he will open up another one for you. And that's exactly what happened with Clint. He was meant for more. losing out on the $130 a year opened him up an opportunity to make $170,000 in a month in one deal. Clinton now has made over $300,000 in just wholesaling fee, just within the last 6 months that he's been in my academy. So a lot of you, my academy is where I share with you strategies that I have never shared before online. I kept it as a very secret for all the students that are paying premium to get access to this. That's why they're getting results quicker than normal. Because now they're able to follow a roadmap that is proven to work. You see, the next thing that I'm going to share with my academy students, teaching them, is how to run Facebook ads. Something you never heard me talk about on social media. These are just some of the things. Anyways, another one of my students, Jericho met me when he was like 19 or something at an event. And he closed his first deal after 30 days, joined the academy. He made $5,000. And let me share with you some pictures so you can kind of put a face to the name. Let me try to see if I can share with you some pictures here. Let me share with you some pictures. Anyways, let me okay. So hold on a second. So Jericho didn't want to go to college. So he joined the academy. He's been with me for 3 years plus now. He now has his own wholesaling operations. He's now closing 2 to 3 deals a month. His most recent deal that he just closed, he made $173,000. $173,000. That's on a single family home. Okay. Now Jericho has his own wholesaling operation, very similar to mine. You got systems, process, teams, VAs, calling, all that. So my whole thing is, for the people who's in my academy who become my students, not only I want to help you close your first deal, but my ultimate goal is to get you to start doing 1 deal a month. Let me share with you this one. This one is hold on a second. Let me see here. This is Perry. Perry closed his first deal. I brought him on a YouTube interview. Perry closed his first deal for $83,000. Now, Perry is a contractor. He's a house flipper. But he was just tired. He said, Khang, it's a lot of work, a lot of risk, because you got to put up the capital to buy it. And he said, Khang, I didn't like how slow the money is. Like, if you're in the whole fix and flip game, you understand that, from the time you buy it to rehabbing it to getting it sold, it's a 4 to 6 month process. So he didn't like how long the turnaround is for him to get his money back. And he was just tired of, working so much, right? He's like, Khang, I do all the work myself, yada, yada. So he saw one of my video online, right? Just like maybe you right now. And he decided to join the academy. And after close his first deal, I think after like 60 days or 3 months, okay, made $83,000. Another one of my students, his name is Andrew. Andrew closed his first deal for $288,000. Just so you know, Andrew has a very, very thick accent. Worse than mine. Worse than mine. I remember when he joined my academy, and I get to chat with him because we have live class every day, 3 to 4 times a week, like live class. Right? I tell you what to do live. Ask me question live. Get instant question answer and tell you exactly what you need to do. So anyways, Andrew has a very thick accent, so it took him a lot longer to get his first deal. But he did land his first deal and made $288,000. You need to understand, it doesn't matter. Even it took him a year to do it. Most people makes that in like 5 to 10 years, right? So literally Andrew can take 3 years off and he still be fine. But guess what? He's a hustler. Now he went on and started building up his rental portfolio. Made money from wholesaling. Now he's starting to buy rental portfolio, right? Building up his rental portfolio, just like what I did. So my whole thing is, trying to get my academy students to the point where they're making $300,000 a month or a year from wholesaling, and then also help them buy rental property. That's like the ultimate goal. But anyways, for those of you who wants hands-on coaching, because you know that you're the type that's going to need that kind of training, where you're like, hey, Khang, I don't have any problem with putting in the work, but I do need the guidance. I do need the support. Like, just tell me what to do. I'll go do it. And if I have questions, you're there. I can ask you. I can get help. I can reach out. So you'll never be alone. So if you're interested, we only, I think currently right now for this month, I'm only taking on 5 more students to work with you. So just go to coachwithkhang.com, fill out the application, and I look forward to seeing you inside of my academy. And hopefully one day to share your success stories as my future students. Now listen, here's the disclaimers. All the students that I share with you, okay, I cannot promise you or guarantee you that your success or your results will be like any one of them. But what I can tell you is that everything that I teach work. It's proven. You've seen it. It's proven that it works. And the amount of time that it's going to take, depending on how much work you put in, how fast of a learner you are. So everyone is different. We got students in there that closed their first deal in 30 days. We also got students in there that's like Andrew, which he took the longest. Took him 9 months, but he made $288,000. So to me, it's like, it only takes one good deal for you to change your life. You don't need to do lots of deals. You just need to do a few good ones. That's it. That's all the time I have. I appreciate each and every single one of you that's on here. And if you have any question, just drop in the chat. And once again, if you have less than $1,000 to invest into yourself, but you're ready to get into the game, but you need a contract, you need a script, you need the step-by-step course, and you're looking to be a part of like an active action taker community who is just like you, who is a go-getter and also a go-giver. If you have less than $1,000, the absolute best place that you need to start is probably my school community. And honestly, this is something I wish I had when I first started out, right? Where you can get into the game, get started without breaking your bank account. Okay? Anyways, I appreciate each and every single one of you that's on here. Drop me any question you got. Until next time, take care, and let's go get this money.